everyone, I'm Craig from Prometheus Technologies, and welcome to Ask an Engineer. So let's get right to it. First off, Ask an Engineer was, well, my idea. Everyone has questions, and engineers have answers. Just ask us, we'll tell you. So let's get to our first question. This is from Ben. At what point in AI development will it no longer become ethical to own a machine? This is a fantastic question. So it boils down to a couple of things. Number one, what is a person? We've already established that it's illegal to own people, right? Bad. But is a person only human, or is a person consciousness? What makes a person a person? We have animals that are more intelligent than, a young child. Dolphins, gorillas can learn sign languages where babies do not have that. Is it a matter of intelligence? I don't know. Is it a matter of just the fact of being a human? If we meet an alien race that's just evolved as we are they people? Are they persons? And that's another great question. But my stance is once something possesses significant intelligence, significant consciousness, then it's a person. So with that in mind, let's view it this way. What is that intelligence? What is consciousness? And can we artificially replicate it? And if it's an artificial replication, is it really consciousness? Or is it just a description of consciousness that acts as such? And if it is, does it even matter? If it looks like, smells like, tastes like enough like consciousness, is that good enough? So that's a question I have a difficult time answering. So I'm just going to assume that as we come further in development, that when we replicate consciousness, it is close enough to assume that it is consciousness. So once we hit that point in my mind, then the AI becomes personhood. And that is when it's legal, unethical to own a machine. So it's a fantastic question with a very difficult answer. And Ben had another question, which is going to be slightly easier for me to answer. And that question is, what kind of creamy sauce should I use for chicken and broccoli? Well, Ben, unfortunately I didn't get to this last night, but for your dinner tonight, I recommend chicken, broccoli, and fusilli in garlic cream sauce. So your ingredients for this are going to be 5 cups of broccoli, 3/4 pound of a corkscrew pasta, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of chopped garlic, 3 large skinless, boneless chicken breasts, cut crosswise, chicken breast halves, cut crosswise into 1/2-inch thicks, 1 cup of dry white wine, 1 cup of canned low-salt chicken broth, 1 cup of whipping cream, and 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. So here's what you need to do. Cook the broccoli in a large pot of boiling water until crisp tender, about 4 minutes. You don't want to overcook it, and remember that you will be cooking it later. Using a slotted spoon, transfer the broccoli to a large bowl. Add your pasta to the same pot and cook until just tender, but still firm to the bite. Drain the pasta. Meanwhile, heat the olive oil in a heavy, large skillet over high heat. Make sure you don't burn the olive oil. Make sure you don't have it too high. You're going to add garlic and chicken. But again, about the oil and the garlic, I recommend sautéing the garlic right before the chicken goes in. See, what you want to do is really bring out that garlic flavor. The general rule of thumb that I've heard is you put it in, and the second you smell the garlic, it's 4 or 5 seconds into this, that's the perfect time to add your other materials to prevent scorching of the garlic. And again, scorching the garlic is why you don't want to heat the oil too high. It takes a little practice to get to. If your garlic gets brown, you've heated it too high. Cook your chicken and garlic thoroughly. It takes about 3 minutes. And using the slotted spoon, transfer the chicken to the bowl with broccoli. Add the wine, broth, and cream to the skillet and boil it until the sauce thickens. That takes about 8 minutes. That bowl that has the pasta, the broccoli, the chicken, and the cheese, add that to the sauce and toss the mixture until it is heated and coated evenly. So that's really going to create a great experience. Now, adding to the experience, going beyond the recipe, make sure you plate it up in a way that's attractive and appealing. It really adds to the dinner in my mind. Question number 3 from Andre: is hot sauce considered hot if it is left out in the cold? Well, this is an excellent philosophical question. What is hot? What is cold? How do we determine these things? Well, hot can mean a couple things. We talk about temperature, the average random kinetic energy. If the hot sauce is cold, and temperature-wise, it is cold. It is no longer hot sauce. It is cold sauce. Do we consider hot in the spiciness of it? Well, generally speaking, the heat's there no matter if the hot sauce is hot or cold. That's why I store my hot sauce in the refrigerator. I don't call it cold sauce when it's in there, so hot sauce. And the other one is more difficult to answer. Hot can have sort of a colloquial meaning attractive, sexy. Is hot sauce sexy in general, and is it hot and sexy when it's out in the cold? Well, sometimes when I eat hot sauce, especially when it's really hot, I get sweaty. I get, I feel great. I feel sexy. Yeah, I feel sexy. So I consider that hot. And again, we've already established that the spiciness, what causes that reaction, is not really affected by whether or not it's left out in the cold. So I would say, yeah, hot sauce, it's hot, no matter if it's in the cold. Well, that's all the questions we had. And I had a great time doing this, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Keep your questions coming. And remember, if you ever get into some situation where you just don't know, ask an engineer.